I already have this half of my face done. As you can see, we're gonna talk how to make this side match. I love a good before and after, but I think a side by side is even more powerful. Now, let me be the first to say, I truly believe none of us need makeup. We are all beautiful and we all have natural features that just make us beautiful. But if you are someone who enjoys wearing makeup or you like the process of wearing makeup, me personally, I love wearing makeup, but I also like natural looking makeup. So you can probably say like, there's not a ton of difference between either side of your face. Well, this one has makeup, this one does not. And I'm gonna show you my process. So we're gonna start, I've got my palette, I've got my primer here, I've got my brow stuff. So we're gonna start and let me lay everything out and get going. Now for me personally, I have a fuzzy on me. I'm gonna show you my process. I start with my primer and the only reason is because that way while I'm doing my brows and my eyes, it can be drying on my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that going. Make sure your primer matches your makeup. So if you're someone who is wearing a water-based makeup, make sure you're using a water-based primer. If you're someone that's wearing a silicone-based makeup, there's still a fuzzy here. There it is. If you're wearing a silicone-based makeup, you need a silicone-based primer. Your makeup and your primer need to match, otherwise it's gonna create a slip slide mess. Now, again, I am gonna go ahead and let that dry while I'll do the other parts of my face. Let me just tell you the order that I do. I start with my brows, then I do my eyes, and then I do my face. One reason is because for my brows, I do use MadLuvv's system. It's this little stamper here. It's got product in here, a stamp, and then it comes with a bunch of stencils, and you just figure out which one matches up closest with your brow. You don't create a new brow shape. You're just gonna go with what you have. I did link it in the description of this video if you wanna check it out. But for me, I use, I don't know if you can even see, stencil number 2. It's clearly well loved. All I do is I take it and I match it up with my natural brow. Hi, you guys, how are you? And then I start at the tail. Hold on, let me scooch that down. I start at the tail. Hi, Miss Debbie, how are you, my friend? And I work my way around. Now, hold on, I need a little bit more. And the reason why I do this first is one, in case I mess up. And two, this stencil, see, like this one's gonna be a little bit darker, so I'll go back in with a spoolie and I will comb that out. But if I already have my foundation done, it's gonna have foundation on my stencil and then it's gonna be just a big mess. You're so sweet. How much I love this makeup too. I love everything about it. I was trying to find, maybe I should have found a spoolie before I hit live, but that's just who I am. I'm impulsive and I hit the live button. So that's okay. I will, I'm gonna comb these. Oh, is this one? Did I find one? I just lost it. Here we go. So this is what I do. I'll take a little spoolie and I'll do this number here and I'll comb everything out to where they're a little bit more even. I don't care what you fill your brows in with, but give them some kind of attention. If you fill them in with an eyeshadow, it's gonna give you like a little bit softer of a look versus like a pomade or a gel or something that's a little bit more intense. But filling in your eyebrows gives you an instant eye lift. Okay, now, we are gonna work with our eyes first because that's the second part of my routine. And we're gonna go with some of these colors. I had a customer purchase these colors right here. And so we're gonna work with them so I can have a little tutorial for her on how to apply. But we have Mama, Lullaby, Bend and Snap. This is Eve. And then we're gonna throw probably a little unicorn in there as well. When we do our eyes, you gotta start by priming those lids. Mostly because if you're like me, I have a little bit of discoloration on my lid. And so if I put my eyeshadows right on top of that, the eyeshadow color is gonna compete with the discoloration. Also, I want something, this is a little tacky, so it's gonna help my eyeshadow stay in place all day long. Now I just got makeup on me. Totally fine, right? Okay, so let's get an eyebrow brush. Now for me, I like to use this double-sided brush. It's a bit well loved because I just did this side, but I have a nice blending brush that's a little bit fluffy, longer bristles, and then I have a more dense side with shorter bristles that are gonna be less blending and more for packing on color. So let's just start. We're gonna start with our lightest shade, which is this guy right here. This is Mama. We're gonna get a little product on the brush and then tap some of it off. I like to apply my eyeshadows with my eyes open. So we're gonna look into this mirror right here, look down. apply it right in the crease and then blend it upward toward the brow. But we are gonna leave a little space between the color and the eyebrow so that this is a concealer. I just used a concealer as my primer. What are you using to prime your lids? If you are applying eyeshadow, are you applying some kind of primer, or are you just applying your eyeshadow directly to the lid? Drop it in the comments and let me know. I'm actually just using a concealer shade because it's a shade I already have in my palette. All right, so we've put that first color, that's Mama. It's a very light color, a good just solid base so that we can build up. All right, so then we're gonna go darker. This is Lullaby. You can obviously tell it's a very well loved shade. So I'm gonna tap into that. I am going to apply it directly over top of that Mama. And I'm just going to blend it in the crease and then blend it up toward the brow. Again, now you can really see that I'm not going all the way up, right? I'm leaving that little bit of space for my primer, AKA my concealer, to show through. So that way it gives me a little bit of a lifted look. So, and you guys, you totally could stop right here, throw on some mascara and just have a 2 shadow eye look. Really good color. And then with your little concealer showing underneath here, it almost makes it look like you're wearing a 3rd shade. So it's almost like a faux 3 shadow eye look. All right, so now we're gonna take that same color we just did, Lullaby, with the more dense brush, and you're gonna just carry it under the eye. I love wearing eyeshadow underneath the eye. A lot of people don't, so if you haven't done it, just try it. Take a small brush and apply a little eyeshadow under the eye. This is just going to create a little bit of shadow, but it's gonna make your eyes look bigger and brighter. It also kind of gives the illusion that you've lined your eyes without using liner. So it's gonna keep them big and bright versus if you had that harsher black liner on the top and the bottom, that really makes your eyes a little smaller. So if you're someone that already has small eyes, try a little eyeshadow underneath there and see if that gives you a bigger, brighter looking eye. Okay, we're gonna move to this color down here. This is Eve. It is a shimmer shadow. I'm gonna take my fluffy brush and I'm just gonna stamp it on to the outer 1/3, and then we're gonna blend it out. But I always stamp mine on first and then I'll start to blend. But this is another reason why I do my eyes before I do my foundation, because I start to get, as I blend in, some of the fallout comes over here. Also, I get a little sloppy in the outer corner. And so when I do my foundation next, I can clean all of that up versus having a mess of my foundation or just having to be super, super careful with my outer corner. I'm gonna flip the brush over a little bit right here to match. I want my lower lid and my upper lid to match. But again, we're gonna clean all of this up in just a second. All right, let's take this Bend and Snap color, and with your finger, you're just gonna apply it to your lid. I would love to know in the comments, if you are someone who does eyeshadow, how many shadow colors or shades do you typically use? Are you someone that's like one and done? Do you use like 2, 3, 4? How many shadows when you're playing around with eyeshadows do you typically use? Okay, because I think we're gonna use 5. And I typically use 3 or 4, but my gal who just ordered this look ordered this color here, and I wanna make sure she knows that this light bright shadow can go right here in the outer corner or inner corner, or it can go on the lid, but it's just gonna go and brighten things up just a bit. Okay, now I'm gonna put a little eyeliner. If I can find my little brush. Where did it go since the last application? You guys, it's a hot mess over here. Here it is. Okay, so for me, I do what's called tight lining. So I actually apply my liner with a brush, and I use this little cream liner. It's already in my palette, so don't have to have an extra product. And so when I say I do tight lining, I'm literally just applying eyeliner to the root of my eyelashes, just right here, almost in the waterline, but I'm not putting eyeliner actually on my lid, which for me, one, saves me from having to like get them even, but also number 2, I used to come home and I'd have like a little transfer from my eyeliner at the end of the day, and that's just not good for anybody, right? Also, it's a little bit softer of a look than wearing a dark black liner all the way around the eye. Okay, let's just soften this up a bit. We're gonna throw on some mascara and then we're gonna get to the face. That's the fun part. Look, it's like, where did my mascara go from the last time I just used it? You guys, this is why I'm not like one of those really good influencers who has her life together or whatever, because we just don't. We just don't. All right, so throw on a little mascara. And I do usually use a primer for that too. I just don't know where it's at. But I usually use a primer because I'm not someone that has a ton of lashes. And so by using a primer, it does help me get a little bit more mascara on each lash, and it helps it not clump. So there we go. So now our eyes are matching. Now we've got to get the face to match too, right? All right. Is everybody hanging with me? Are we doing good? Okay, we're gonna make this so super quick because I spend a majority of my time when I get ready on my eyebrows and my eyes because I know my face is only gonna take about 3 minutes. And literally, we're just gonna use one brush and we're gonna go. Okay, so I have this palette here. I've got foundation, concealer, contour, bronzer, illuminator, blush, color corrector. Like I've got several things. That doesn't mean I'm necessarily gonna use them all, but I am gonna start. Let's start with our foundation shade. And I'm gonna start and give myself kind of a beard and a mustache. So I'm gonna apply this color in the area I would have a beard and a mustache. Now we've already done this side, but we've got to make this side match. So here's our beard and mustache. Now this is the color that like evens out skin tone and color corrects and all of those things, right? And this is the color that we want to match. Now watch this. That's how I clean up my eyes. And then I stamp to make sure that I'm really pressing it in and those fine lines and wrinkles on that outer corner there. But do you see how that's how I cleaned up my eyeshadow? Boom. That's why I do my eyes first. Okay, so we do that right there. We don't have anything right here because we're gonna put another color there in just a second. We're gonna take that foundation color and go across the forehead, just stamping, and then down the nose. The reason why you're stamping though is because we really wanna press that product into the skin versus swiping it and having it streaky. Or, guys, when you swipe your makeup on, it's not helping camouflage some of these fine lines and wrinkles and texture, and I got enough of that. So we want to camouflage it. We don't want to make it more pronounced. We're going to then take some concealer. So this is a lighter, brighter shade, put a couple dots down the middle, one on the inner corner and one on the outer corner. And then I take the same brush and I just stamp to blend it in. And this is again how I clean up my eyeshadow. Again, a reason why I do it first. Okay. And then also because remember I put that primer on and that's given it plenty of time to dry. All right, so now we've done our foundation. We've done concealer. Now there's nothing here. And there's nothing here because we're gonna put this nice scary color, this contour. I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna pinch it. Same brush I've been using the entire time. Pinch it and I'm gonna do this number right here and just do a little along the hairline. And then I'm gonna take a little right here and I'm gonna find where my ear meets my face and I'm gonna follow along that cheekbone. You can put your finger underneath your cheekbone to help guide you. You can feel with your fingers for your cheekbone, but at this point, I kind of know where it needs to go. I do it right there. Now look, we're stopping before we get to the outer corner of the eye because as you blend it, it is gonna move just a little bit, right? But we don't want it past the pupil. So I always err on the side of caution, meaning I know as I blend it, it is gonna travel just a little bit. And so if I keep it to the outer corner, I have a little bit of wiggle room. I just blend this in here. You totally can put some under the jawline here, but I just stamp to blend mine in. Stamp. Now again, I'm using a cream product. If you are someone who does like a powder contour, you're gonna have to blend it in as you apply, because oftentimes where you put that brush is kind of where a majority of the product is gonna go, but not with cream. So I might be applying mine just a touch different than you. Okay, then we're gonna take a little bit of bronzer, middle of our forehead, C shape around the eye. Now this is higher than the contour. Contour's here. I'm putting my bronzer up here, so a little bit higher. I do dust some on my nose and some on my chin, but this is just literally to give kind of like that sun-kissed, I don't know, sun-kissed glow. Okay, blush. Now, for your cheek, I've got contour here, I've got bronzer here. Blush is gonna go in the middle, unless you're somebody that wants to put it right directly on top of your cheekbone. That's gonna give you more of a full face look. If you put it out here, that's gonna give you more of like this lifted look. And I am all about the lift these days, so I like to keep my blush to the outer portion of my face. All right, we've got one more color we're gonna do. We're gonna put just a little sparkle and shine. Not that we don't have enough sparkle from our eyes, but we're gonna take Subliminator here, finish up to give us that like dewy look, and put it right here. And now we have a full face of makeup. And I'm just gonna do like one final little blend, and that's it. Boom. What do you think? Easy peasy, right? All right, well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I truly, truly enjoy this community, and I just appreciate you guys being a part of it. I am someone who is not a makeup artist, but I'm also someone who was never taught how to apply makeup. So I love using this platform as a means to teach someone who may or may not have learned how to apply makeup to learn how to apply makeup. So thanks for being a part of my community. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.